Sit back in your chairs. Close your eyes and take a few centering breaths. Feel the support of the chair under your bottom and back and thighs. Feel the floor under your feet. Feel the bones inside of you, your pelvis and sits bones resting on the seat of the chair, your spine and vertebrae coming up out of your pelvis, between your shoulder blades, your neck, and supporting your head. And just gently turn your head left and right. And feel the quality of how your neck turns. And maybe even just for one turn left and one turn right, open your eyes and kind of mark on the wall to the left and the wall to the right. How far is it easy and effortless to turn? And then just pause again in the middle and scoot forward to the edge of your chair. Rest your hands on your thighs. And with your right thigh, hand, knee, you're going to lengthen your right knee so it goes past your left knee. Yeah. It's really a movement of your pelvis, right? Your pelvis rotates, your right knee lengthens, and relatively your left knee shortens. And just lightly and easily, just repeat this several times. Noticing, are you pushing through your feet? Can you make it any softer? What does your spine do as your pelvis rotates? Can you feel the rotation through parts of your low back, following up your spine? At what point does the rotation stop in your back? How far up do you feel it, and at what point does it feel like there's no more rotation happening? And then just pause in the middle. And then just rotate your right shoulder forward. Bring your right shoulder forward relatively. That means your left shoulder is going to go backwards. And bring it back to neutral. Notice what you do with your head. Do you let your head turn to the left, or do you hold it in the middle? No right, no wrong, just noticing. Notice how you're breathing. Be able to keep your jaw and your tongue soft while you focus on your movements. And again, pausing in the middle. And then with your head, just turning your head to the left as far as it goes easily, but if there's a point where the shoulders want to go with you, let your shoulders follow. So your head leads, maybe your shoulders follow, and you come back to neutral several times. Again, how far down your spine? Initiated by the head, shoulders following. How far down your spine do you feel that leftward rotation? Good. And then next time you come to the middle, just sit and scoot back in your chair, just rest for a minute. Kind of listening. Am I being gentle with myself? Am I going slowly enough? Am I following the principles of less is more? Never do anything that hurts or hurts more. Should I do more imagination and less movement? Knowing that parts of your brain will be just as activated with imagination of movement as with actual movement. And then scoot forward in your chair again. And rest your hands on your thighs and shift your right knee forward, rotating your pelvis so your left knee comes backwards. Doing that several times, and again just following. Pelvis rotates, low back rotates, letting your spine follow as much as is easy and comfortable. Does it go up to your shoulder blades? Do your shoulders begin to rotate? Is there a point where even your head wants to follow? And notice, where do your eyes go? Do they roll at all in their sockets as your right knee comes forward relative to your left knee? And then do a few more and turn your head to the right. Bring your knee back and bring your head back to the neutral. So your pelvis is rotating to the left as your right knee comes forward, as you take your head to the right. Nice and gentle. And then a couple more, and on purpose, your right knee comes forward, let your shoulders go leftward also. So your pelvis goes left, your shoulders go left. A couple times, let your head follow. Your right knee comes forward, rotating your pelvis and your shoulders to the left. Let your head go left a couple times. And then keep doing the same movement, except letting the head go to the right. And then pause in the middle. And I want you to just softly open your eyes, pick a point in front of you to stare at. It might be on the wall, it might be on the floor. And then do the same movement, letting your right knee go forward, pelvis and spine rotate to the left, shoulders rotate to the left. Let the head go to the right, but keep your eyes on that center point. Keep your eyes in the center. As softly as you can. Notice if you start holding your breath. And if that seems relatively easy, rather than fixing your eyes in the center as your head goes to the right, you could play with taking your eyes all the way to the left. As long as you can do it and breathe. Giggling is fine. So if that seemed a little hard, just go back to shoulders, pelvis left, head right, eyes stay in the middle. Either one. And then just do one or two, letting your head go all the way to the left. Pelvis left, shoulders left, head left. And rest in the middle and scoot back in your chair. Resting in your chair, just softly take your head left and right. Not a full stretch, not a range of motion, just a soft left and right. And just, can you take your eyes opposite? You're just kind of bobbling your head. But can you take your eyes left when your head goes right? And your eyes right when your head goes left, while breathing and letting your jaw stay soft. Very demanding. And it actually is. It actually is very demanding to your nervous system. I'm tricking you with my soft voice. I'm hypnotizing you. Okay, scooting forward again. All right, starting again with the knee and the pelvis. So right knee forward, pelvis goes left. Can you keep your shoulders in the middle? So this time you're intentionally not letting your shoulders go to the left. In fact, if you can, without feeling any strain, can your knees direct your pelvis to the left, and can you take your shoulders a little to the right? Just a little. And coming back to neutral. As your shoulders go to the right, your head might want to follow to the right. Notice how you pace the movement. Do you pace it with an inhale or an exhale? What if your turn, pelvis left, shoulders right, the time it took just to get left and right was a full inhalation and a full exhalation? And coming back to neutral took as long as a full inhale and exhale. What if? Or what if you just bobbled and you weren't even paying attention to your breath, but you were just going left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Bobble, bobble, bobble. And pause in the middle. All right. So shoulders left, head right, and eyes either in the center or to the left. And if you need to open your eyes to fixate on a spot, that's fine. Pelvis left, meaning your right knee comes forward. Shoulders left, head right. Eyes in the middle or to the left. And even if that feels impossible, the effort to try is growing neurons, literally growing neurons in your sleepy brain. Okay, now take everything leftward. Right knee comes forward, pelvis, shoulder, head, eyes, everything to the left. And then a little bit everything to the right. Not as far, but let your left knee come forward. And let everything just start to say, oh, right, there's a right side over there. Good. And then scoot back in your chair. Rest. And just lightly take your head left and right. You might look at that point on the wall that you noticed earlier and just see if anything has changed. Does it feel any easier to take your head one way? Is there any softness there? And just close your eyes and breathe. Breathe in gratitude and pleasure for this moment of pleasure or safety or curiosity, of learning to take care of yourself and be with yourself in a more sensitive, listening way. And then go ahead and scoot forward. Resting your hands on your thighs, and begin gently to let your left knee come forward. Just listening, left knee forward, noticing what happens in the pelvis. As the pelvis begins to turn just a little, does the rest of the lower spine want to follow? And how far up do you feel that invitation to turn to the right? Starting with the knee, the hip, the pelvis. And at some point, just what stops your shoulders? First, just kind of listen, like, why aren't my shoulders turning very far to the right? And what can I let go of so that through my whole spine up to my shoulders and even my head, everything accepts or receives the invitation to turn to the right. No need to hold myself together in this moment. Good. And then just pause in the middle. And then starting from the head, turn your head to the right and feel for that first invitation to let your shoulders go to the right. Might be after a centimeter, it might be after 3 inches, but your head goes right, and at what point do the shoulders want to follow? Coming back to the middle each time, and just following the trajectory, head, neck, shoulders, spine. Is there a point where the pelvis is invited and can respond to the turning of the head? Is there a point where you go, oh right, it's all connected, just like Allison says? And if it doesn't feel like a natural response to begin turning your pelvis rightward, following your head, then just impose it gently. Head, shoulders, shoulder blades, spine, ribs, low back, pelvis. And before you know it, your left knee is coming forward. Good. Just 1 or 2 more times, and then sit back in your chair and rest. Good. Just taking a couple breaths. And always remember, especially during sitting lessons, at any point, if you need to take a full break, press pause, let yourself lie on the floor and rest. Because a body that's tired or painful or cramping, it isn't as available to hear and listen and respond. It really means you're just kind of getting back into the familiar patterns. Movement means pain, I'm doing too much, the brain gets worried. So we're always looking to not reinforce the pattern of the brain that needs to start creating pain to protect you, even as simple as Feldenkrais is. Yeah. So either keep resting or scoot forward in your chair. And gently turn your head to the right, shoulders to the right, and come back to middle. And again, either find a point on the floor or the wall in front of you, and keep your eyes focused forward while you turn your head and shoulders to the right. Breathing, soft jaw, less is more. And if you're able, the next step is taking your eyes leftward. Head and shoulders to the right, eyes to the left. Be gentle and playful. Good, and then just pause in the middle. Feel your sits bones supporting your spine, supporting your neck, supporting your head. Oh, how nice it is to have a skeleton and not be an amoeba. So again, initiate turning rightward, this time with the leg, the knee. So left knee comes forward, pelvis rotates rightward, and see if you can take your shoulders, either keeping them in the middle, or if you have enough flexibility in your spine without straining, taking your shoulders a little leftward. Left knee forward, pelvis rightward, shoulders either in the middle or a little leftward. And let your head follow your shoulders leftward. Pelvis right, shoulders and head left. And then if you want to have some fun, and I know you do, left knee forward, pelvis right, shoulders left, head either neutral or to the right. While breathing and not clenching your jaw. Oh, we have so much fun in Feldenkrais. So a couple of those, rest back in your chair. Take a full rest. Just breathe a couple times. Know that you have unhabituated your spine. So one of the reasons this is one of a core key lesson in Feldenkrais, and there's all kinds of things we do where we take things the opposite direction of what seems normal, and we call it differentiation. So when a newborn is born, one of their first reflexive instincts is to nurse. And you may have seen somebody tickle the side of a newborn's mouth, and they do what they call the rooting reflex. So their mouth sort of goes in the direction looking to suckle. Not only does their mouth go that way, but their sense of smell, their eyes, their head, their whole body turns in unison towards nourishment. We lose that reflex and we learn to differentiate. However, in stress, we tend to hold ourselves rigid, and then we start thinking everything has to go left and everything has to go right. So freeing ourselves up to be able to take a right-hand turn and look over our left shoulder is a valuable skill, which can be lost as we have more and more pain and we get kind of tighter and tighter in those rotational qualities. So one last time, come forward in your chairs, please. Hands on your thighs. Letting your left leg come forward, your pelvis, your spine, your shoulders, your head, your eyes, everything rotate to the right. And as you come back to neutral, letting your right knee come forward, your pelvis leftward, your spine, your ribs, your shoulders, your neck, and your head. And just kind of playfully, a little left, a little right. You don't have to go to end range. Don't make a stretch out of it. Just make a nice left and right, kind of playful. And if you want to get really playful, take your head the opposite way. If you're feeling really sassy, take your eyes the opposite way. Breathing, jaw soft, kind of faster. Go a little, just don't go as far, but just Just back and forth, left and right, light and loose, all is well. Life is good. And pause in the middle, sit back in your chair. One last time. Just let your head look left and right and just see if the quality of your neck range of motion. Do you see a little farther? Is your neck a little softer? Always listening for quality. And then before we completely finish, I want you to stay in your internal experience and stand up and just walk around the room. See how this feels. Does anything change in how you experience yourself, your body, your movements in walking? And